Final test. Final test. Okay. Fuck it. Let's record this thing. So, naturally, we start off with beer. We're gonna go for. I should strain less. Zuber. You like Zuber? It's a bison. It's beer. £1.60. This was actually from my corner shop, not from the Polish shop, but corner shop has Polish beer, so may as well. See how it goes. Completely forgot to say, welcome to the Smekbang. Probably can't whisper with this much wind around. Hope the wind doesn't come through too badly, but fuck it. Yeah, tastes like beer. Normal, lagery, not much to it. Not much anywhere to it, but you know, still good. Let's go into plate number 1. So we're going to be starting here. 2 different types of kielbasa. I don't really know what they are. I'm going to make Lumpka figure that out later, or my sister. With gherkins and French mustard. Everything's going to be reviewed. Sometimes they'll have a separate review with additions to it. So like mustard, bread, whatever, right? Give you the prices, give you a score, you know. Should be good. Should be good fun. So we're going to start out with, like, this is plain kielbasa. Pretty much, this is like standard home-style kielbasa. I think it was like £1.44 for one sausage. You know, pretty good deal. Not much snap to it. Slightly bitter, slight bit of smoke to it. Good. Like, inoffensive. Not too salty, not too rich, not too fatty. I give it maybe 7.3. Not too bad. Probably go for the other kielbasa next. The other kielbasa is slightly more exciting. It's called kielbasa dwenem wedzona, which I don't know what that means or how to pronounce it, but you know, should try. But it's some sort of, like, it's much more heavily smoked. Don't know if you can see on the outside. It's like, you know, much darker, which is cool, relative to the other one, which had like a much more plain brown exterior. More texture. More texture, slightly less flavor somehow. Maybe it's just like, you can see this has like little bits of stuff in it, like herb and seasoning. I think that from the look of this one, it's like, yeah, a more raw meat flavor. I can't remember if one of them was supposed to be beef, but yeah, normally they're pork. We're gonna go in for the Polish very cured gherkin, because I'm really supposed to be eating this like in between each bite. I didn't do raw onions, so for Ria's sake, but you know, we will soon. Yeah, so these are like genuinely like quite salty most of the time. They range in how much funk there is to them. Some of them have almost like a cheesiness, but not much crunch to it. A little bit of funk. Good amount of salt. Not too much salt. I've had much saltier ones. Yeah, good. I could happily eat lots of those. We're gonna go back to the original kielbasa with Grey Poupon mustard, which is Dijon, not Polish mustard. It is very strong, like much stronger than my or any of the other brands that you get in the UK. It's a lot better now. I think I just like mustard a lot though. Shit, I didn't score anything. 7.3, 6.5, 7.9 for the gherkin. I like gherkins a lot. The mustard is a 9.5 out of 10 just by itself. Original kielbasa with mustard bumps up to 8.2. Makes sense considering how high I scored the mustard. And a kind of slightly thick slice of the smoked kielbasa with mustard. Not too much on there. Better. How much better, I don't know. This one has some like really pretty large bits of fat in it, and the fat comes through really quite strongly. Um, so it really needs sort of a bit of gherkin, a bit of mustard with it. Um, I think that's only going up to a 7.5. Could be better. Um, Next thing is bread. Um, to go back to it, the gherkins I think were like £1.50 for the ogórki for the gherkins. Fine. Same price for the bread. Um, £1.50 for like a standard sort of white loaf, but made in a Polish shop. It's in a Polish shop, so it's Polish bread. Um, yeah. With like no salt, um, like a little bit. Um, a lot of flour on the outside. I think there is like a bit of added bran to just the white flour, which you can taste. I probably only noticed that because I saw it when I read the back of the packet, but you know. Um, with bread, I don't know if it's the right bread to go with any of this, but like, it's what the Polish lady recommended, so. Um, yeah, I just went into the Polish shop and acted like a complete idiot, just like smiling and pointing at things. Um, they were very nice, very helpful. Polish shop in Coventry town centre, which is, you know, unsurprising nowadays in England. Um, we're going to go back to the original, the smoked kielbasa, extra smoked one, with mustard and bread. Bread's like a 6.5 by the way. The whole thing together is so much better. Like, it jumps up to a 9 when you have like the bread with the mustard and the sausage and like gherkin afterwards. Yeah. Well, just to give you like an idea of these gherkins, like there's a lot of bend to them. Like these are not snappy. These are not like a quick cure. They're like, yeah, they've been there for a while. Go back to the original kielbasa with mustard. Not too much though, because it's strong as shit. Real strong stuff. Like burns a lot, but in a good way. Not like a gonorrhea way or something. Um, mhm. Yeah, it goes up to like a 9.3 with the bread and the mustard. It's so good. Zipper brick. Um, these little things, dry, very skinny sausages. I would always assume pork based because Poles don't really eat beef. Not very much. Even by British standards, not even America's crazy concept of how much beef one should eat. But they're like quite dried. They sort of, sort of look a bit like a pepperoni, but they're not spicy. They're like classically sort of just porky flavor. These ones are pretty dry. You get like a different range of thickness in cabanos. Like you can get cabanos that are up to like, just gonna stick this to the hole for you, like that big maybe. Um, these are interesting. Like they might have been in the window for a long time. God knows when you go to these places, like how long something's actually been there. Um, yeah, pretty dry, fatty, porky. I feel tastes really good. Like, but still, for like cabana, these like too thin for me. Too thin, too dry, too chewy. They're like getting towards being like pork sausage jerky. Like they're really dry. I give them like 6.3. Um, by the way, if you're wondering what like this how the scale's been developed for any of these things, I don't know. I can't help you. Okay, it's just what it is. Um, these were the most expensive thing I bought actually in the entire shop at £2.09. But we got like there's a packet of like another 10 of these probably. So you know, you get a fair amount. My entire shop was like 17 quid. So I can't really complain too much. Oh, that's too much noise. Just while we've got a brief reprieve, I do have another Polish beer called Tiskie, which is like if you've seen Polish beer in shops in England before, this is like the one that most people know. Um, I'm gonna finish the Zuber before I crack into that, so that might be later on in the show. But do I really want to have that when I'm having sweet things later? Because there will be sweet things. Maybe I just crack them both open. I don't know if I want to go into biscuits with a beer next to me, you know? That being said, am I going to crank down 2 beers in the next 10 minutes? I could. It'd be good to be able to compare them instead of just finishing one. So, here we go. Going for the Tisket. I am imagining this will taste almost exactly the same. Zuber might be slightly sweeter if I remember, but let's find out. It's fine. Tastes like lager. It's really hard to say anything about it. Like, I mean, there are differences in lager flavor, but I find it them like really boring most of the time. They have their purpose, like, but for drinking with food, lager's great. Um, so I do think you can move into like IPAs and stuff. The Tiskia was 10 pence cheaper, so it was 150 rather than 160, I think. Um, I'm gonna try them next to each other again. A little sweet, a little something. Definitely less sweet, maybe less on the back end. That's all I can think of. Just for peace of mind, I'm gonna check this recording's actually going, because otherwise that would be really depressing for me. Yeah, still going. Holy shit. Oh, gang, it's been 13 minutes. If you've gotten bored and left by now, I don't blame you in the slightest, like, but you should stay. For the sake of my fucking career, okay? I've never heard of this brand before, but this is Lorenz Crunch Chips X-Cut, which I think means ruffled, you know, and they are kebab flavor. When I looked them up on the bill, it actually said kebab and onion. But yeah, I love meat flavored crisps, so we'll give these a go. First smell is the same sort of like wheat extract powders they use for all of these things. Like for all the steak flavored ones and bacon flavored ones, they've all got like this wheat powder derivative thing. I wonder if I could read what it is in Polish. Oh, they do have it in English. So ingredients for these. Let's taste one first and then see if we can figure out all the flavors when we make them. super strong. Pretty good. These pack were like 140 or something, so normal price for a bag of crisps. In there, potatoes, sunflower oil, 31%. That's a shitload. There's no way these have 31% oil in them. That sounds super unhealthy. Salt, dextrose, so sugar, onion powder, garlic powder makes sense because it's onion and garlic flavored. As you can see on the front, black pepper, chicken meat powder. So these are not, well, chicken meat powder might not actually be chicken meat. By the way, if you can ever get like plain, unseasoned, I'm gonna say unseasoned, like it's not really unseasoned, but like an Asian style chicken powder, like a bouillon, it's actually really useful because you get all like the super chickeniness, but in almost all European bouillon, they have herbs and other dehydrated shit in there that you don't always want. You can you can season fried chicken when you take it out of the fryer with chicken powder, like Chinese chicken powder. Very fucking good, really fucking good. Did I give the beers ratings? They both get a 7 because they're lager, and I don't care at all. So where were we? Black pepper, chicken meat powder, cumin seed powder. Poles enjoy cumin, fair amount. Surprising, but they do. Flavoring, smoke flavoring, normal. Yeast extract, maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Yeast extract, not wheat extract, yeah. It's like a yeast powder, same shit like, you know those sort of like vegan Parmesan substitutes that aren't really Parmesan substitutes, they're just like, you know, salty seasoning. They're like dehydrated yeast stuff. Similar thing, like just a lot of umami. A lot of like vague, rich flavor. Good. Food coloring and paprika extract may contain milk. That one had more powder. These are good. They almost have a slight cheesiness to them, without having any cheese. Good quality, thin, not too much powder. I mean, I say like, I acted surprised by the 31% sunflower oil or something, but you can like see the oil just in there. It just looks like grease. But I don't know. I kind of quite like these. Kind of like them. I'm gonna go 6.7. Like I would eat these, but I don't know if I'd. I'm not gonna waste food. Like, but I don't know if I'd buy them again. You know. Move on from those now, though. These are Cheetos. Basically, I don't go to big supermarkets enough to know whether they actually have normal Cheetos in England, but I really love Cheetos. So I saw these in the shop and I bought them. I was like, I almost bought like hot chili flavored ones, but just like, don't do that. Just get the cheese ones. And I saw the cheese versions here. I did notice when looking at the receipt, and now I've noticed on the package, these are actually cheese and ham toast flavor. So let's see how this goes. I'm not that excited, you know. Smell is like strong fake cheese. Normal Cheeto looking shit. These maybe are not quite as dense as like classic American Cheetos. They feel pretty close. Like I'm a weirdo. I felt them through the bag before buying them. I wanted to know whether they were like, you know, like cheese balls, like ones that are much more hydrated and more floofy, you know. But these were quite dense. But let's actually see if they're the same texture. I don't think they are quite the same texture. They're not that salty. There's like a little bit of cheese thing to them, like a tiny bit of ham thing, but I don't know. Don't know how to feel about them. They're very new, like, they've got like, they taste like Watsons. Yeah, they taste pretty much exactly like Watsons. I can't do that much more with them than that. Like, that's just what they feel like to me. Um, there's like some vaguely beyond normal cheese aftertaste, which is the ham stuff, which I don't like. Um, I think I still rate them probably higher than the kebab ones, though. Not much, though. These are like a 6.6. They're a much better crisp than the world. Probably wouldn't buy again. Not worth the calories. See what the seasoning is, though. Do they have it in English? Polska, Lithuanian, Latvian, EE. Don't know what EE is. Oh, Estonian. Um, Hungarian, Slovakian, Czech. Okay, no English, we give up. Just gonna chill on these beers for a bit. Nice to see you guys. Nice to sit outside. I guess I can cut this later, right? But I'm kind of gonna eat more of this porky shit before I move into the sweets and stuff. Mm. Yeah. This is just a test that you guys are gonna get to watch for fun. So this is like me figuring out framing, whether I like what my phone does, how the phone picks up audio. Um, I bought a little mount for Amazon Basics, which is kind of shit, but kind of works. It's got a level on it. The nice thing about the phones nowadays is it can tell you whether or not it's leveled. So if you pull out the camera instead of the video when you're lining up the tripod, you can actually like see whether things are leveled out, which is nice. Um, tripod took like 30 minutes to get to grips with, which I feel slightly embarrassed about, but you know, sort of does for now. I'm gonna try to buy a chest mount today. I might try to record myself making pizza tomorrow. Um, um, can one of you Karibas tell me what a mukbang actually is? I'm pretty sure you just watch people eat. I don't think they do reviews of stuff. I think it's like people order a shitload of takeout and sit in front of the TV and record it. And they just eat. And people like watching them eat. I don't know though. I just bit my lip. For the second time in 2 days. And it's really fucking painful. But, let me give it a taste. Only a bled this time, so. Hope you wish. It sounds like this one wondering whether I should have plumped for like the phone with more storage. I think it says like 128 gigs, maybe 256. Nah, that's probably fine. I mean, 128 should last a while, right? In theory, hopefully. Um, this is being filmed on a Google Pixel 5, by the way. Standard Pixel 5. None of the XL or any of that shit. I think phones are too big anyways. I don't tend towards like a super large phone. They're still kind of more comfortable. Harder to eat. They're definitely more comfortable. I have to do things with my left hand, which is not my specialty. Not a devil spawn. Don't believe in left-handers. Now you can't see because I'm leant over. There's all sorts of problems to figure out. I've never recorded anything in my life. Like, I never made a video at school. My best friend's a photographer. I don't think he ever's done video stuff. One of my friends from school is actually cameraman. I think he might have stopped now, but he used to be a cameraman on like TV shows and stuff. But yeah, I don't have any experience filming, framing, anything like that. Recording, editing. So if anybody knows editing software that's free and easy to use, give me a shout. I mean, I'll pay for something eventually, but. I kind of thought recording this might be awkward, but I'm actually quite enjoying it. I think that might just be because I either really love kielbasa, mustard, and bread, or I love the sound of my own voice, or both. What if I should take you on a tour around the garden? Maybe at the end. Maybe at the end. I can't really afford to be resorting out my framing while I'm recording this. I wonder if there's like a max recording length, or if this in theory will just go on as long as it has storage. I guess it just keeps going. Okay. We're gonna do the last few bites of these sausages, finish off the gherkin, and then we're gonna hide the plate because these are getting slightly warm in the sunshine. I also need to figure out lighting in this garden. It's really awkward. Like, we have a nice garden. We get like the sun a lot of the day, but the problem with it, and I need to remember to stay centered, is that we have a big ass tree right there. It's like all the shade that's in the foreground. There's a fence next to me, but also a big ass tree which blocks out most of the light in the latter half of the afternoon. It's like 4 o'clock onwards, it gets really shaky. But yeah, we'll figure that out. I mean, it would probably be better to actually have the light directly in my face. That sort of would require maybe doing this earlier in the day when the sun's higher in the sky. At that point, the sun's mostly coming down instead of actually sort of hitting me at some sort of lateral angle, right? But I can't really do lateral angle because of the fence. So yeah, maybe I'll move this 90 degrees this way, so I'm shooting this way at the moment. Move it that way. We get more plants behind us if we do that, which would be nice. You also get to see my wash. And luckily it's just t-shirts, so, you know, couldn't be that bad. I fucking bit my lip again. Oh my fucking Christ. I thought a life where I make money on the internet behind a camera would be safe, so nothing can hurt me. But I've hurt myself twice in 5 minutes. Fucking Christ. This isn't even considering like the real problems with this, which is just going to be internet abuse. Just people flaming me while I'm trying to eat gherkins. I just want to eat gherkins. Why you gotta be mean? Terrible fucking life. If you saw my eyes go a bit for a second, I had a bite of gherkin, and a lot of juice came out. I almost choked on it, but I didn't. We swallow around here. Okay? At least we tried. It is warm though. For any of you watching this later, this is this Friday we had in June in England where it's like 30 degrees. So it's probably like mid 80s to you Americans, but for this part of the world, that's pretty warm. It was really nice though. There's like a lot of breeze, as you can probably hear. So this is probably the best possible day ever to record this in the garden. You know. Oh no, my bread's falling apart. I'm having again. I'm getting well fucked off with this. I'm damaging myself. I wonder why though. I mean, I need dental work. Well, orthodontic work. But it's like once I bit my lip, does it puff up more? Is it like further into my mouth? Like, is it easier for me to then bite it again? Like, once I've bitten it once, do I just give up? Liquid diet? Like, no chewing? I don't know. That's a question for Trillhouse, probably. I don't trust him, but like, gotta ask somebody. Okay. Done with those for now. A few more bits and pieces for you. Happy Swing, Cacao. I don't know what these are. They're like straws or something. I can't remember what we even call them in English. I do really like them. They're like really flaky, tend to have some sort of filling. These ones are obviously chocolate. These cost, let's take the form. These cost 99 pence. I think that when you go to M&S and you buy these in a little metal tin, and there's probably half the number of them in this metal tin, I think those cost like £4. So 99p, pretty good. In the sweet section, we're also going to have Hit. Hit remind me of Prince. I think they're the exact same biscuits. I don't know if they are. I might research that later. These are Hit nut flavored. Nuts. Looks like hazelnut, if you can see the little image there. Nuts. Those will be good. These are going to roll somewhere fierce. It's not going to work. Okay, unless we're incredibly lucky and nothing shakes it or the wind doesn't happen. And this is the real thing that we're testing. This is 2-day-old Polski. Polski has no N in it, but it sounds like it has an N in it. There's no N in it. It's like Pajdziki, so far as anybody in English would pronounce it. So yeah, these were 99p. The biscuits were, I think, like 120. Yeah, £1.19. The Polski were on sale, which is why I think they were. Which is why I think they were cheap. No, sorry, I'm a dumbass. Which is why I think they're day-old ones. They had a huge stack of them. They had like lots of other Polski. I uploaded a photo of it. They had like toffee-filled ones. They had cheese-filled ones, which are like the cheese. It's like cream cheese filling. They had custard-filled ones, but like the stack of those relative to the stack of these was like, these are plum jam-filled ones. It was a huge stack of these. Like, these are the Polski. These are the ones you're supposed to buy. 79 pence, though. I bought 3 of them. Don't ask where the other 2 went. I wanted to have the 1-day-old Polski experience as well as the 2-day-old Polski experience. But I think we're going to leave the Polski till last because that's sort of the pièce de résistance sort of thing. Let's start with Hit Nuts. Anybody want to hit nuts? Should have opened these before. Like, this just reminds me of my parents flaming me on Christmas for being bad at opening presents. I don't know if that's because they were being cheap and they wanted to like reuse the wrapping paper, or if they just thought it was a fucking idiot. But I don't love either option. Actually, no, reusing wrapping paper is probably nice. Like, I wouldn't do it, but it's a nice concept. Hit. So if you grew up in Europe and you went on holiday, I mean, if you live on the continent, you probably get these anyways. But like, oops. As an English person going on holiday, you would go to France, Spain, whatever, and go to the supermarket because your parents are there, they're feeding kids, you're not going out to a restaurant, 21 meals in a week, you know? So they buy stuff for the house, for the apartment, for the hotel, whatever the fuck you were doing. Camping sometimes. I'm joking, I actually quite like camping, but I didn't like it as a kid. Um, yeah, so these are, I think, chocolate biscuits. Always used to get these sorts of thing on holiday. Normally get the most popular one, which is a plain biscuit with chocolate filling. I think this is a chocolate biscuit with hazelnut filling. Let's see how it goes. Okay. I've always been very fond of these biscuits. Um, like, I'm gonna show you the bite. Like, the biscuit itself was super fucking light. Like, super light, super crispy. Probably because it's slightly warmed up from being outside for a little bit as well. But the cream filling is mostly cream, a little bit of hazelnut, but like nuts are expensive. You don't really expect people to be like, shelling out for nuts. Shelling out. That's expensive. Um, yeah, these are really good. Um, awkward part of this is I can't like. I really shouldn't talk with my mouth full. When it's this stuff, when it's like the meat and stuff, it's not that bad because there's not like much moisture to it. And this becomes very sticky. And the idea of talking while eating, which I shouldn't do, but like with these is like not accessible, not something I can do. Um, honestly, that's a delicious supermarket biscuit, and I'm rating this stuff on like I'm not comparing this to like stuff you get in a high end bakery where somebody's like lovingly made biscuits and done something special with them, right? This is supermarket comparisons, like in the same ballpark, on the same tier. Like that's what we're looking at. Um, those get like a 9.4. Those are those are really fucking good. Those are 100% worth the trip to the shop just to buy some fucking biscuits. Hazelnut flavor good, chocolate biscuit really good. Mm. Okay, should have brought water for the pudding part of this. I'm gonna have to drink beer to clear this chocolate out of my mouth, and I don't know how that's going to affect my next sweet product. Um, I hope this is still going. We'll find out later. If this doesn't work, I'll just review the things that didn't come through inside. Um, so, time to go into some. While I struggle again. While I struggle. These are the Happy Swing ones. I should show you the packet. It's only fair. Um, yeah, I've got like. I don't know. I think it probably developed during lockdown, but I've got a slight droop in one eye. Super self conscious about it when I notice it. It's not much. And it's partially because of like the direction the light's coming in. Like the light is hitting one of my eyes much more than the other, because the other one's got like the bridge of my nose in the way and all that sort of shit. Right, like, oh shit, no, it's supposed to be this one that droops. Holy fuck, maybe I'm an idiot. I mean, I am an idiot, but like maybe I'm specifically an idiot right now. A lot of weight. It's a lot to come to terms with, but fuck it. Okay, so these are what you think they are. You've seen them before. I'm moving stuff up closer to the camera now. I'm interested to see whether one, it auto focuses in on stuff when I move things forward, um, or how it handles that. I think the cameras are pretty smart nowadays, so. But yeah, we'll see. These are just chocolate flavored. They've got like biscuit on the outside. It's a plain biscuit and chocolate biscuit swirl. Pretty cute. Um, these are really tasty. And this is a really good. Yeah, this is a really good supermarket sweet snack. Um, yeah, and they've got plain chocolate filling. It's a little bit loose. Like I've had them thicker before. I think again these have been out for a little bit in the sun, so they might have warmed up a little bit. Um, these are really tasty. I don't know if you can see. I wonder. I want to again test how much this focuses. We don't really have the light there. Let's see if it helps. And there's a little bit of light. But like the pastry of the exterior is like has layers to it, which is really nice. Like it's super flaky, super crispy. Yeah. This is going to be another high school. I can't remember what I gave the hit biscuits, but he's got to be in the nines as well. This is probably a 9.3. I'd say I think that's 1 point below the hit, but honestly, I'm actually weird because comparatively in my head, I kind of think these might be better than the hit biscuits. They hit nuts. But happy swing, really good. I mean, holy no. Fuck David Page views. We're changing the score. 9.6. These are better than the hit biscuits. Happy swing. Got a little heart on them. 99p. This is a big pack as well. There's like, I'd say there's easily 15 biscuits in here, which is really fucking good. Little beer break, just cause. Okay, moving on to the plum jam Polski. Relatively thick icing on top. They don't go the whole way round like you might see with other donuts where they do a little flip. So like, yeah, just the icing on top. Already had some of these, but like, I try to treat this like the first time I've had them. Still really good. Pretty dry at this point. Like, you can see the structure. They're a donut that rises quite a lot when they fry. You can tell because like there's a big ring of white where there wasn't contact with the oil. A donut, the other donuts that don't rise quite in the same way will have a much tighter ring on the donut, so like less of a white bit. But yeah, they're like a little heavier. They have like more texture to them a lot of the time than you would necessarily expect with an American donut or an English donut, even. This is a 2-day-old Polski, though, at least. Part of me is wondering if when I bought them, they were more than a day old. There was a fucking lot of them, though, so that'd be weird to have like that many there. My leg's going numb, so I'm gonna shift. Okay, I can feel myself again. It's just good. It's good. I don't want to lose my leg all that much. Also, little break to talk about something. This is my favorite shirt. Took it to America, washed it in America, put it in my friend's tumble dryer. Forgot that this has never been tumble dried. Shrank a little bit. It's not the end of the world because I'm gonna continue losing weight. He says as he's eating sausages, bread, biscuits, crisps, pastries, and beer. But I'm gonna keep losing weight, so it'll fit eventually. But like, I'm just super sad that like this shrunk. So I like a loose fit most of the time. My favorite shirt. Really sad about that. Back to the Polski though. I didn't really get to the plum jam. The dough has a perfume of something that I'm not quite sure of. It might just be like a perfume of the plum jam from the plum jam being in there. I don't know if it's like actual something sort of either within the icing or within the dough that's flavored, which would be cool. I'm gonna look that up or ask Lenka or my sister. Um, I love a super sweet donut, but this plum jam again. See if I can catch it for you. Like it's relatively well cooked down. You can see like it's pretty dark. It's pretty brown. um, but it's really tart. I'd say if you were considering how sour a donut can go, one being the most sour, 10 being the sweetest, least sour, um, it's probably a 2. Like, this is about as sour as you can get in a donut without it starting to become pretty uncomfortable. But it cuts really nicely against sugar. Obviously, if they were fresher, fluffier, slightly more moist, like it also cuts against that sort of like fatty softness, all that sort of stuff. Um, they're still really fucking good though. I'm gonna give one more bite, then I'll give you a little score. That was a lot of jam. For a punchki, maybe 6.2. For a 2 day old punchki, 8.3. Like, I'm still like, it's the best way of framing this. Like, I'm happy to burn the calories on it, even 2 days old. Like, it's really good. Maybe it's just because, like, I'm gonna go see my sister in Poland at some point. She's living in Gdansk or Gdynia, one of the two. I always forget which one she actually fucking lives in. Um, I think maybe if I have a different context to all this, this gets a lower rating. But at the moment, because I haven't had ponchki since last time I went to Poland, I went to Krakow, like, yeah, it's pretty good. I'm gonna finish this. So you might just have to watch me eat it down there. I can't remember if I mentioned this earlier, but my phone was threatening to um, have reduced video quality due to heating up too much. It's now in the shade, so I'm hoping that's not a problem anymore. Um, yeah, I don't want my phone to have like melted or anything. That would be bad. What did I say? These were 79p. 79p. Mm. Also, um, just because I feel like I should, um, Coventry Town Centre, near where one of Pokey's Five Guys was, where I saw Pokey once, um, in a shopping centre there when I was going to get my ears tested at Specsavers. That's where I found this place. It's called Polski Sklep. It's a Polish shop. Smaczek. Smaczek? Smaczek. I don't know. Polish is the hardest language to learn for people that isn't like Mandarin. Like, genuinely, like, go and look it up. Slavic things, Polish in particular, is like crazy fucking difficult. Even just learning pronunciation outside of doing all this sort of conditional conjugation and all this other stuff is like a gigantic pain. But yeah, really good shop. Pretty big for a Polish shop. Um, they must do really well because there was like 6 people working when I was there. It might have been shift changeover, but still. Um, I did go and say hello to the lady who was doing the checkout in Polish, and she responded to me in Polish, and I had to say, "Oh no, I'm only joking." Which she found quite funny. Then they asked me what other things I can say in Polish, and basically the only things I could prove to them that I could say were "hello, donut," and "father." So my Polish is not very good. That's dzień dobry, pączki, and tatuś. Yeah, so that was kind of sad, but you know, it's pretty good. I think they find it funny. I imagine if you're Polish and you live here, it's kind of funny seeing all these like. At this point, there must be so many half Polish Anglo kids um, that are probably mostly Anglo, right? At this point, but they're technically Polish. They eat Polish things. Like I eat Polish food. We go on holiday to Poland every 3 or 4 years. We do Polish Christmas. Um, I did start thinking about all the other things that I could say to them in Polish, and everything was food. It was barszcz and gołąbki and schmaltz is like pork fat with onions in it. Pretty good. It's a spread like butter that you put on bread. Yeah, it's pretty good. Um, Pirogi ushkia, which are like little pirogi that go in bash, which is really good. Um, but eventually maybe I'll learn some relevant Polish words. Like I can say thank you. So dziękuję dobre. No, shit. Oh, dziękuję bardzo, bardzo bardzo. Yeah. That's it. Okay, I can go to Poland again. We can get a Polish passport if I need to be in the EU. I'm sure I can. I'll be fine. Yeah. So I feel like a heathen licking my lips, and it probably looks disgusting. Um, entirely human, entirely necessary, but pretty fucking disgusting. Um, Next thing I might do um, is a review for Stauser, pretty much. These are things I've all reviewed before, but basically a long time ago at my corner shop. Um, we have a little Tesco local thing nearby, which is really sad because I go there for almost everything. There's a little corner shop as well, which I try to at least buy my beer from. The wine there is not what I want to buy, and the booze is very expensive. But they have beer, so I used to go there for beer. Still go there for beer. Um, they've also got like a pretty wide variety of snacks. They have like an American section, they have a normal candy bar section. They have all these other things, but they've also got like this Turkish line of chocolate biscuit things called biscolata. I've sort of reviewed all of them to Stouts before, but I saw that they had all of the ones they normally have in stock, including one that I've not tried before. So I've bought all of those. It's like 7 or 8 products. Maybe we'll do another review for the oopsies of those. Um, and yeah, you guys can see what delicious Turkish treats look like. Anyways, thanks for watching. It's probably been like 45 minutes, but like, you all play WoW all the time, so you have fuck all to do. So you can watch my video, right? Right? Bye.